So I've got a picture here I want to show you. That's the three relevant or four relevant American candidates placed in the the Canadian spectrum, right? The Canadian parties, and Clinton, Trump, Sanders, Stein. That's where I am. That's where Clinton is. I actually don't know where to put Trump. It's just like a sort of a guess. You can even just take him right off. The point is, look where I am. Look where Sanders is. Look where Clinton is. Who am I going to support? And who am I not going to support, right? Sometimes pictures are more useful than arguments. There's really no rational reason at all why you should expect me to support Clinton or think she's less terrible than Trump. This is kind of just a guess, but look, the distance it's pretty much equidistant as far as I can see. Now or think she's less terrible than Trump. All you have is fear, and I'm not buying it, okay? I'm probably not representative of the average Sanders supporter. I'm an exaggeration, a caricature, but the picture demonstrates the point and why running Clinton is so alienating for so many would-be Democratic Party supporters, and I'm not exaggerating either. Okay, the Conservative Party of Canada supports single-payer health care, didn't push back against gay marriage at all, won't even talk about abortion, supports medical marijuana, wrote some pretty tough campaign finance laws, and I could go on for a while, actually. She really is to the right of Harper, okay? So if that's where the Conservatives are, if that's where Harper is, then Clinton is to the right in both directions. It's not a dramatic change, okay, but it's measurable. Sorry, I've been ranting on this for a long time. Today, this is a half charged pair of batteries. I'm out of batteries. It's just a lot of catching up to do today, and I wanted to get as much as I could done on that battery set. But I mean, it's not a dramatic shift, but it's measurable, and like, it's very, very hard to make the argument, okay? Again, even recognizing that I'm a caricature is a hard argument to make. This is the take of Political Compass. It's actually pretty close to mine, okay? Like I said, I just put them in. I figured, that's where the liberals are. That's where Sanders and Stein should be. That's where the conservatives are. That's where Clinton should be, right? They did more of a rigorous test, and they put it. The spectrum is oriented upside down from that one, right? But it actually is pretty much the same, okay? Although I would put Trump more over here, okay, because of his free trade and stuff. But they put Clinton pretty much, if you flip it over, because it's upside down, right? They put Clinton in pretty much the same place I put her, and they put Sanders in pretty much the same spot that I put him, which would make me somewhere down over here, right? The Liberal Party over here, and the Conservative Party over here, right? And Obama's pretty much right there too, right? And then I did the test again, and look, that is where I am, right? So I'm over here, Clinton's over here, Sanders is here. Like, even Sanders is a good distance. Clinton is off the charts. So it's crazy to tell me to vote for Clinton. But again, like, I'm a caricature, okay? I identify as an anarchist or an anarcho-communist, and look, that's where I am. Okay, I know I'm allowed to do everything and everyone. There's no surprises here. It's more like, no shit, okay? But the point I'm getting across is obvious, okay? Even if your average Sanders supporter is like over here somewhere, right? Clinton's way over here. Like, we're not in the same quadrant, okay? Maybe, people that are kind of around over here, but it's a huge distance, okay? Even people over here. You want to tell them to vote for Clinton? Why? Because Trump is even further? There has to be a third party in the States, okay? The spectrum the way it is right now just simply does not make any sense. we've got 4 spots here. Even acknowledging that, this is kind of the nasty one. You don't want to be over here. Okay? Which is why I'm happy to be down here, and maybe if you could pull Sanders down a little, it would be better. And in fact, I think maybe he should be pulled down a little. It's maybe a little, But the entire spectrum is over here. But there's a lot of people over here. The libertarians would be over here. Right? So libertarians over here, Stalinists over here, anarchists over here, and, this is the capitalists over here. Right? It's a big gulf. Okay, you're asking a lot of people to take that jump. Okay, like I say, I'm down here. I'm an exaggeration. Even if you're over here, okay, it's a huge jump. The fact that Trump is over there doesn't. It's not really relevant, considering how far the distance is from there to there. Like I say, a picture can be important, and I think it really demonstrates the point. Sorry, the point being that Clinton, she's simply not going to get, she'll get the ones that are kind of maybe over here, barely kind of thing, right? Which is the center, like Clinton is nowhere near the center. She might, get the ones over here. She'll get the ones over here, which is the right? But she's not going to get people in this quadrant, okay? And there is a substantial number of people over here. They've been disenfranchised forever. They finally see an option that they can, kind of support with Sanders. And you expect them to vote for another person over here in the right-wing quadrant. It's not going to happen. And just by comparison, if you want to add, this is for 2008, okay? Look where Clinton and Obama are. They're right on top of each other. Biden's right there too. Even John Edwards. Right? And then you've got the Republicans over here. Like, the distances are minor. They're all in the same quadrant. They're all basically the same, right? You're looking at, minor differences between, Alan Keyes and John Edwards. If anything, it's Ron Paul that's the furthest away, right? And it's true. There was one acceptable option. Dennis Kucinich. And I probably, I said I supported Clinton, but I really supported Kucinich, right? I'm still over here, remember? And who did I say I would have supported? It would have been Nader, right? Which makes sense. He's the only person anywhere near me. If I'm over here, why would you tell me to vote for her when she's over here? Even if you're over here, why would you tell me that? Considering that I've got options that are close to me. Your argument is invalid. Okay, I'm sorry, but it is. Even if, if Clinton was over here, or if I was over here, then I could, but, if you're over here, it's not even close. This is, like I said, I think that this is really useful. It should maybe be brought out and, just to explain. Because there's going to be a lot of really upset Hillary supporters that aren't going to understand, right? Why won't you vote for our candidate? Because she's not our candidate, okay? We're over here. She's over there. It's incoherent, the argument. It's completely irrational. Invalid. Makes no sense.